Hey guys, what's up? My name is Tom and welcome back to another GTA 5 video. In today's video, I'm going to be discussing 10 things that Rockstar need to change in GTA Online. Now, GTA 5 might be getting in a bit. In fact, we're rapidly approaching its 4th birthday, with it officially being 4 years old from next month. But that doesn't mean it's still not a massively popular game, with the past 2 months, June and July, seeing record numbers of players in GTA Online. And for this reason, it was announced recently that the life of GTA 5 will be extended, with plenty of content to come. But there are a number of flaws in the game which need changing to improve GTA Online, which is why in this video I'm going to be highlighting 10 things that desperately need changing. And to jump straight into things, one of the main issues I think we can all agree upon is the cost of everything added with each new update. With every update released, prices and the need for more money only seems to increase, with vehicles costing millions each, high price tags placed on properties and extra zeros added to any feature that's new. The issue though isn't necessarily just the cost of the new content, although be it pretty overpriced most of the time, but mostly the issue lies with the payouts from the jobs, missions and activities in GTA Online. Payouts are extremely low on most jobs, with a realistic payout of $100,000 an hour with most. And unless you have millions already to invest into several business ventures at once, it's going to be a real grind to get any sort of significant money in the game. Most non-investing activities such as playing adversary modes and missions, or VIP work and challenges will require you to play the same things over and over again, just to earn a few $1,000s an hour. And even if you do have a few $1,000,000 to start off with, there aren't many businesses you can buy into. To set up a gun running bunker, for example, you need to purchase a CEO office which can cost anywhere from $1 to $8 million, as well as an underground bunker that can cost as much as $5 million when fully upgraded. And even after buying all of this and fully stocking the bunker with weapons and ammunition, the max sale value is a little over $1 million, which takes over 10 hours to stock. And bearing in mind most recent updates have been trying to add content with a total value of upwards to $25 to $30 million, which is nearly impossible to afford for someone trying to grind out missions, and will still take days of game time to generate such levels of money if you're running several businesses simultaneously. It's all well and good that Rockstar is constantly providing new updates every few months into online, but most players can't afford to enjoy any of the new content due to how difficult it is to make money in the game. Rockstar without a doubt needs to increase the payouts on all activities in the game to at least make it possible for players to earn comfortable amounts of money. I'm not saying we should be receiving millions an hour, just a lot more than we're getting now for our time and efforts. We all know why the payouts are set to such a low amount, making it almost impossible to afford anything after hours of game time. The reason being microtransactions, or shark cards. Rockstar made over $500 million in shark card sales during 2013, 2014 and 2015, so it's easy to see why they'd want to push players to take the easy route and buy cash in-game rather than grind out activities. Which leads us on to the next thing that needs to change. Shark cards. Shark cards are majorly overpriced, but for some reason, people accept it and buy them. The value for money is terrible, with the Megalodon shark card costing $100, but only providing you with $8 million in-game. $100 of real-life money for $8 million in GTA 5 is a terrible conversion, bearing in mind that $8 million isn't even that much money when it comes to the cost of items in-game. $8 million won't even buy you a fully upgraded yacht, or a gold Luxury Deluxe, and they're both completely useless items. The value for money with shark cards needs to change, to offer far more money in game for your real life money. $100 should surely be enough to buy nearly everything in the game, not just a vehicle or two. Anyway, now up next is a cool little feature which I think we'd all like to see in GTA Online. This would allow players to test vehicles and their customizations before buying them. Currently in game, if you want to try out a vehicle, you have to find another player that already has one or buy one and hope for the best. Often most new DLC vehicles aren't available in the creator to use, so whereas previously it was possible to spawn them in a job and try them out, this is no longer possible with a lot of newer vehicles. But the option of trying out a vehicle and some of its customizations is something I've seen and heard many discussions about previously, mostly on forums. And it's definitely a feature that could easily be implemented. It would possibly work in a similar way to the creator, where you can choose a vehicle and spawn it in, add the customizations you'd like to try out, and drive around in an empty private lobby. This would allow players to test a vehicle before spending thousands, if not millions on it to own in free mode. Then there's the issue of the Pegasus vehicles not being storable or sellable, especially with the addition of the gun running update. It has deemed many of the Pegasus vehicles as useless, as similar or better alternatives are now available and storable. Most Pegasus vehicles you may own are often worth large amounts of money, but there's still no option in the game to sell them, allowing us to receive some of the investment back we ploughed into them. It wouldn't be too much of an issue if these vehicles were storable in our garages, or had their own special storage warehouse and custom shop to upgrade them, but this is still something yet to be added into the game. I do feel we may eventually get a feature like this if GTA Online continues updating every few months, as it has been doing so, but I guess we'll only wait and see. For the time being, an option to sell them would be sufficient enough, allowing us to get some money back on the unused items. Now, with the option to own several garages at once, one issue you may come across, like I have, is arranging your garages and sorting your cars based upon their uses, categories, and so on. Although we can move cars around to each garage, there's still no option in game to transfer vehicles from one garage to another, which is definitely an option we'd all like to see in game. It's something your mechanic could do easily, so maybe calling him to arrange the transfers would be how the feature works. Currently, if you want to sort out your personal vehicles, you have to physically drive each car from one garage to another. If you own as many as 7 garages, each filled with vehicles, to sort them out can literally take hours. Trust me, I've tried doing it myself. A simple option to transfer vehicles around would allow us to manage our collections without spending hours of unnecessary time. Something which we can all agree is annoying at times is the requirement to be in a public lobby to participate in organisation work. Whether it be gun running missions, biker business, CEO crates and importing and exporting, you have to be in a public lobby in order to do it. Not only that, but you need several friends to assist you, who get little to nothing for doing so. But by far the worst part being the fact that most public lobbies are filled with griefers who find destroying your hard work fun. They often receive nothing for doing so, it's just the sad type of people they are. It's a far bigger hit on yourself than they receive at least, resulting in the loss of product and the hours of time you invested into it. Which is why this needs to change. There needs to be an option to pay a fee to do the organisation activities in invite-only or private sessions, or alternatively, reduce the level of profit if the work is carried out in a closed session. This gives players the option to either risk the chance of being attacked for more money, or take the safe route and do the work for a little less money. With the release of the gun running update, there are several new upgradable weapons in game, which if you haven't already upgraded them, they are pretty awesome. But the main issue with these weapons is once you run out of ammo, you can't purchase ammo for them in the ammunition or through the interactive menu like you can with the standard weapons in game. Your only option to obtain more ammo is to head to your MOC to restock. I'm sure it goes without saying, but this is a massive inconvenience and doesn't really make much sense. This needs to change, and hopefully will with the next up and coming update. An issue we have all moaned about at some point are the loading screens. The loading time into jobs or free roam sessions are painfully slow, especially on console. This is something that apparently often isn't necessary, but is done for the aesthetic purposes. Of course, some loading screens are required due to the size of the game and the variation in people's internet speeds, but time is being wasted for the GTA aesthetic. But by far the worst part about the loading screens is the changing of sessions, often resulting in you failing to connect to the session and being forced back to the story mode. This is something that also isn't necessary. Surely the logical thing to do, rather than force you back to story mode if you're unable to connect to a particular session, is attempt to find another, or choose another session option. This is something Rockstar should offer you if you're unable to connect, not take you straight back to story mode with no choice in the matter. Moving on to the 9th feature in GTA Online that needs changing is the inability to play heist missions without 4 players. I understand that the missions require 4 players for certain roles, but when someone backs out randomly or lags out of the session, it results in the heist failing. Rather than this happening, it should surely be the group's choice as to whether they continue on without a player or cancel the mission. Finally though, and this is something you'll all be familiar with if you've ever played GTA 4's multiplayer, it's the option of playing in sessions without wanted levels. In GTA 4, when loading into online, you had the option to change the settings of a session you were searching for, with options such as turning cops off, setting the time of day permanently to midday, and so on. Adding this feature into the game wouldn't be too difficult for Rockstar to do. It would allow players to have more freedom and provide players another alternative option to playing the game if they're looking to just PvP against others in GTA Online. Anyway, but with all that being said, those are 10 things in GTA Online that Rockstar need to change. I want to get your thoughts and feelings on this list, and if you guys know of anything else that needs changing, leave a comment on this video. It would also be greatly appreciated if you guys could also leave a like on this video, as it helps me out a lot. And if you haven't subscribed to Chaotic already, then please do, because we upload all the latest and the greatest Grand Theft Auto 5 videos. With that being said, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.